So listening to many of the talks this week, it's clear that intelligent energy means different things to different people and different companies. However, there are some common themes. One common theme is connectivity. Another common theme is monitoring. Another theme is collaboration. It's around connecting people together with information and tools to make better, faster business decisions. In the last year, it's been very interesting to see what's been happening. When we met with the executive committee just over 12 months ago, we were very keen to have a theme at this conference around delivering business value. We were keen on having a theme around value because the oil price at the time we met was $40. And we felt that in order for intelligent energy to be something other than a fringe technology interest for everyone, it had to be delivering value at scale in the industry. We have seen numerous examples at this conference that intelligent energy is delivering real, tangible business benefits at scale in many companies in the industry. I think that means it's going to be a sustainable technology. And I think it's been perhaps surprising just how far it has traveled since 2 years ago. Well, again, I think like different companies are in different places in terms of their understanding of what intelligent energy means, they're also at different stages in their evolution. So some companies are more mature in terms of their deployment than others. Some companies are seeing wide-scale benefits today. Other companies are not yet seeing those benefits coming through, but they have plans. So we've seen evidence this week of a whole range of maturity in terms of how this technology is being adopted. If I could give some specific examples, in BP, we have a fiber ring main in the Gulf of Mexico, 1,300 kilometers long. It provides huge bandwidth to each of our platforms, which means we're gathering real-time information from all of our facilities, all of our operations. This real-time data allows us to provide the right information to the right people, just the right time, to optimize our production. We see real production benefits coming out of this. 10,000 barrels a day last year on Thunder Horse, one of our Gulf of Mexico facilities alone. In other places, we're controlling slugging flow. In Valhall, we described an example this week where in BP, we implemented a slug control system, and we saw initially 5,000 barrels a day of benefit, but then over time a sustained 3,000 barrels a day. So these are real business benefits coming from what is actually relatively low-cost technologies. Energy demand isn't likely to decline in the near future because the planet's growing, population growth, so demand is going to be there. So there's a real need for us as an industry to continue to supply demand. They pointed to the fact that we are becoming ever more holistic and integrated in terms of how we think about our problems, connecting efficiency of operations to actually benefits for the environment and adding production for the planet, right? So there's kind of holistic thinking coming in. And I think also they pointed to lessons that can be learned from other industries around how we join up our thinking. They also pointed to how processing power in computing could actually, when coupled with ubiquitous sensors down wells, surface facilities, and actually even in the reservoir if we go to nanotechnology, how these things might join up such that we have real-time, massive model simulation. One company was talking about billion cell models being updated rapidly on real-time data and information. This is fascinating to think about. Another area that we talked about today at the conference was the issue of barriers to technology and to progress. And there's been a lot of conversation around how our legacy systems, because we're not a young industry, sometimes our legacy systems need to be replaced and upgraded to give us the flexibility to participate in the new world. Now in BP, I'm glad to say, we've actually done a lot of that. And again, I point to the fiber in the Gulf of Mexico as being a good example where we've actually got the foundations in place, along with the standards. We have the infrastructure, and we can actually play in the new world in those places. There is a lot of conversation around where is intelligent energy on the journey and what's the next stage. And on the first day we took a vote in the room of the conference hall, and the young professionals seemed to think that it was an emerging trend. And yet when we listened to the plenary of chief operating officers from the major companies represented here, they seemed to think it was actually more than an emerging trend. It was kind of here to stay and in action. So there's an interesting dichotomy there that we need to understand, and we'll be doing some voting on the last day to try and dig into that a bit further. But I suspect people at different stages in their career have seen more or less of the evolution along this emergence than others.